Hey guys, welcome to my channel Miss Recap. Today I'm going to explain 2022 American computerized animated science fiction action movie called Lightyear. In the far future, a massive ship dubbed the Turnip carries a colony through hyperspace to an unknown destination. In Space Rangers Buzz Lightyear and Alicia Hawthorne transfers his newfound surrounding for any resources. After meeting the Rocky and Trio are attacked by living vines and large flying insects and rush back to the Turnip, Buzz takes control of the ship and hastily tries to maneuver it off the planet. Despite Fethering Hamston and Alicia trying to offer their help to him in the low altitude that the ship has, he just barely manages to fry the turning off the ground. But it hits a cliff, causing them to lose air and crashing back down on the planet with the last of their crystallic fusion energy wasted. Buzz offers to have himself stripped of his rank, but Alicia perks him up and gives him a new mission to get them off the planet by using the planet's resources to make a new crystallic fuel source. 1 year later, the colony has developed a civilization with vines and bugs only being a minor problem. A new fuel source is created and set to be tested by Buzz himself. The plan is for Buzz to use the fuel to fly off the planet, make a swing around to the closest sun, and try to reach hyperspace. Buzz flies off to the sun and manages to loop around, but nearly damages the ship's engine, forcing him to eject the fuel and sling him back through the safety loops. He successfully does so, but upon landing, notices that Airman Dice now has a beard when he did not have fun before. Dice reveals that his trip caused him to miss over 4 years on Tikana Prime. Buzz is reunited with Alicia, who is now his superior, and brings him up to date on how his trip is affected by time and asks that he abandon the mission, but additionally learns that in the intervening years, Alicia meets a scientist named Kiku and is now engaged to her. While the colony has chosen to build living quarters, Buzz is given his and is additionally given a small robotic cat named Socks, who was designed to be his close comparison. Buzz has a nightmare about his crash and decides to give Socks a mission to find a suitable formula for a fuel source. He meets up with Alicia and manages to convince her to let him go again until they find the right fuel to get off the planet. In the years that Buzz spends traveling into space and back, he witnesses Alicia's life flash before his eyes: her pregnancy, her family life with Kiku, her son's graduation and marriage in her autumn's years. Buzz eventually returns to find that Alicia had passed away, but left behind a message telling him to continue the fight, while also revealing her granddaughter Izzy, who aspires to be a space ranger. Alicia's office is now occupied by Commander Burnside, who informs Buzz that the mission to get off the planet has been cancelled and that they will make do by building a laser shield. Shocking, Buzz solemnly returns to his living quarters and learns that Socks managed to successfully find a suitable formula for the crystallic engine. However, soldiers dubbed Zappers arrive to decommission Socks and Buzz flees with him. Socks uses his ability to use a tranquilizer dart to get past one Zapper, making Buzz realize that Socks was initially designed to keep him in line. Using the formula, they manage to create the perfect crystallic fusion, with the computer carrying the information get destroyed, and Buzz and Socks flee once again. They manage to get back into a spaceship and escape the Zappers with Buzz, flying around the sun and successfully achieving hyperspace. Buzz returns to the planet but finds that things have become much more barren. He is rescued by a cadet from a robot who teleports itself and Buzz's ship away. The cadet reveals herself to be a grown-up Izzy Hawthorne. Buzz has traveled over 22 years into the future. Izzy reveals that the robot came from a giant mothership floating above the surface of the planet. Dubbed the Zerg ship after the fact that the robot can only say Zerg, she further reveals that the robots are surrounding the colony, who have placed up their laser shield and are trapped. In order to defeat the robots, they need to blow up the ship, which they can now do to Buzz being a pilot. But Buzz, Socks and Izzy reach the fort, where the latter introduces the rest of the team. Darby steals Mo Morrison and Eric a robot with the plan set in motion. The group is suddenly attacked by a robot that blows up their ship and tries to carry Buzz away at this point. It becomes apparent that each member is ill-equipped to handle any action or danger. Nevertheless, Buzz manages to disarm the robot and more unintentionally puts it out of commission by tossing a harpoon at its head. Buzz learns that the group is actually Junior Patrol and are not even considered rookies. Mo came aboard thinking that he was attending a workout boot camp and has always been a quitter. Derby is trying to shorten her sentence after having stolen a ship, while Izzy, who is well knowledgeable in her grandmother's life, lacks patience without a ship. Buzz resolves to get a new one. Eric informs them that they have an abundant hangar nearby, but even have suffers from a major flaw as he is unable to provide a proper pathway to it on a map and becomes distracted with trying to correct himself. Despite Buzz's reluctance, the rest of the patrol insists on coming along with him as they too know the way. They arrive at the hangar, where Buzz plans to part ways with the team, taking Socks with him. That interior of the hangar is littered with the eggs of the giant insects. Buzz finds his old uniform but is followed by the patrol. After he accidentally took their keys to the truck, they end up alerting the insects and lock themselves in the changing rooms. Buzz resolves to have the patrol wear the other uniforms and use the stealth mode to get out. While he and Socks leaves via the spaceship, the plan works, but Buzz forgets to tell them that stealth mode is limited energy, and the whole group is forced to escape onto the spaceship and fly out of the hangar. They avert the insects as well as another spaceship that tries to shoot them down. During this time, it is revealed that as he suffers from astrophobia, the fear of space, which would technically ban her from being a ranger, Buzz and the crew manage to safely land the ship, but they blow out a fuel cell. Izzy directs the group to a nearby mining facility to get a spare part. The group manages to a space part in the control deck, but Mo accidentally triggers an alarm, causing red cones to come down and trap them working together. They manage to destroy the controls. Just as the control deck breaks off and nearly falls into the mine, the group gathers together and eats sandwiches from a vending machine that oddly enough have the bread inside and the meat outside. As Mo sulks over nearly costing them the mission, Buzz admits that when he first got the academy, he was one of the world's rangers, but the Alicia saw something in him and pushed him until he became one of the best rangers in the squad. As the team head back to the ship, they are attacked by Zurg himself, who is after Buzz and ignores the other. Zurg speaks to him, telling him to come, but the team rescue Buzz and get back onto the ship. An escaped Zurg sends his minions after the team and they hastily fly away with Mo, and Durkee using weapons to fend off the robots as they attempt to fly Izzy, presumptuously releases the crystallic fusion and they lose it to one of the robots. As Buzz walks away defeated, Zurg appears again and captures him before disappearing, leaving the team in shock. Buzz is taken to the mothership and confronts Zurg, but he stops him. Zurg is revealed to be a giant suit, and within it, an elderly Buzz who also kept his version of Socks who has slightly deteriorated. Old Buzz reveals that when he returned to Takana Prime, Burnside immediately arrived to arrest him. He continued to travel into the future with Socks until he arrived at a point where the technology had advanced beyond anything he could imagine using it. He has been traveling back in time to prevent the crash that stranded them on the planet, but has nearly used up his crystallic fusion and has begun hoping to use Buzz's. Buzz is happy to learn that they can go back, but realizes that Alicia was always happy with her life, and that it could potentially mean that Izzy and her friends cease to exist. He refuses, intending to simply get the colony off the planet, and Old Buzz reveals his true colors by capturing him. However, Old Socks uses a tranquilizer to knock him out and decides to help us with getting off the ship and returning the crystallic fuel back on Takana Prime. Izzy realizes that they can use the teleport disc from the robots and transports herself, Socks, Mo, and Darby up to the mothership. Izzy and Socks go looking for Buzz, while Mo and Darby struggles to stop the incoming robot army. Old Socks takes Buzz to the control room and sets a self-destruct timer for 2 minutes. However, old Buzz returns as Zurg and destroys Old Socks, forcing Buzz to face him in combat. Izzy and Socks find Buzz, but the fastest way there is by jumping out the airlock towards the cockpit. As he finally conquers her fears, and they jump out and reach the other side of the ship, Mo and Darby unleash their trap on the robots, just as Izzy and Socks enter and help us take care of Zurg. They grab the crystallic fusion and teleport back to the main deck to escape while the ship explodes, sending Buzz flying and using the crystal to power his own ship and fly towards his friends. Zurg is revealed to have survived and grabs the crystal, forcing Buzz to eject and blows up the crystal. Along with Zurg, he flies and rescues his friends by steering their ship towards the ground and manages to fall with style. Buzz admits that he blew up the crystal but has accepted his life on Tuconi Prime as his home. With the whole team safe, they are approached by the rescue team along with a very angry Burnside. Burnside reprimands Buzz for the years of going against protocol, only to congratulate him for saving the colony, wanting to restart the Space Ranger program. Buzz and Izzy admires a statue of Alicia before continuing to their brand new ship. Buzz, Izzy, Mo, Darby, and Socks get set for a brand new adventure with their motto, "To Infinity and Beyond." In a mid-credit scene, Burnside is sitting in his office looking over papers when a giant insect is zapped by the laser force field, something that makes him very proud. In a post-credit scene, Eric finally maps out the perfect route to take to the hangar, only to realize that everyone has already left in a second. Post-credit scene, the Zurg armor floats through space after the explosion, and the eyes of the suit light up indicating he survived. The movie ends here. Thanks for watching. If you like it, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel.